All right, so this video is going to cover the first part of Chapter 4. This is the optional video for those of you who are in ESL 41, but if you're unclear of the use of the present perfect or the formation of it in questions or negatives, it might be useful for you to watch this video. So in this one, what we'll be covering is what is the past participle, and how is the present perfect formed, the use of the present perfect with since and for, and also the formation of negatives, questions, and short answer forms. Okay? So this is just a review of present and past verbs. So all of these ones, well, this first one is love. So Jenna should be loves her dog. Right? This is the present tense because it's describing a truth. His name is Max. Again, another truth. Jenna's grandfather gave Max to her. This is something that happened in the past, began and ended in the past. Her grandfather found him in an animal shelter, something that began and happened in the past. Jenna takes very good care of her dog. We can treat this as a habit, or we can say that this is a fact. He is a great dog. Okay, again, this is a fact. All right, so let's look at the past participles. So we have here, she has forgotten his name. So we actually have three different forms of the verb. There's actually four different forms, but we'll just focus on three of them here. So with regular verbs, we have the simple past and the past participle are always the same. So we say finish, and then finished, stop, stopped, wait, waited. Okay, these are the simple past forms of the verb, and you're just adding ed. And the past participle is the same. So with regular verbs, the simple past and the past participle are both the same, and it can be confusing sometimes. Irregular verbs are different. And there's more than three, but there's three general groups of irregular verbs. So we have here with see, the simple past is saw, and then we have seen is the past participle. So in this case, you actually have three different forms. The simple form is different from the simple past, is different from the past participle. With make, we have made and made. So the simple form is different, but both the simple past and the past participle are the same. And then you have some words, some irregular verbs where all forms are the same. So for example, you have put, put, put. All right, but the focus here for the past for the perfect tense is the past participle. Okay, and for the past perfect tense and also for the present perfect tense, we need to. All right, so if we take a look at these ones just as a review, so we have stop, stopped. That's a regular one. So remember that the regular for regular verbs, the simple past and the past participle is the same. So we're going to say stopped. But here we have go and went. So this is an irregular. So what's the past participle? You may need to look this up if you don't know. And this one's gone. Here we have take, took. So we have an irregular form. The past participle, taken. We have write, wrote. The past participle, written. Okay? So let's talk about using the present perfect with since and for. So I've been here since 6 a.m. I've played the violin for 6 years. So the present perfect is often used with since and for, and the meaning of it is that we're focusing on the duration of an activity that began in the past and has continued up until the present. So if we look here at this chart, we're saying I've been here since 6 a.m. 6 a.m. is when this action started, and it's continued up until the present. The dotted line means that it may continue going into the future. We don't know. It has continued up until now. Now the formation of the present perfect is going to be with the verb, the helping verb have. And there's two forms of the helping verb have in the present tense. We have and has. Okay? And then we add to that the past participle. Okay, so have and has plus the past participle in a statement. So with since, what we're going to have is we have since noon, since Wednesday, since April, since 2010, since a specific date, since yesterday, since last week. So what follows since is always a specific point in time. So it can be an hour, a day, a month, a specific date, a week, whatever. So I say I have studied English since 2007. That's fine. I've used a computer since 2007. But what is not okay is to use the progressive tense. I am studying English since 2007. It's also incorrect to use the simple present tense. I study English since 2007. Okay? So since is always used with this perfect tense. Okay, same thing with the past tense. It's not okay to use it. We're just using the perfect tense with since. Okay, and this form, I was study. This is a common ESL mistake, but was study doesn't exist in English. So with a since clause, besides having a specific date or month or year, we can also have a specific time. So we have been friends since I was 15 years old, or I was 15, or Jim has played many sports since he tried soccer. So in the since clause, we have the simple past tense. In the main clause, we use the present perfect. So let's talk a little bit about for, and look at how for is different. So it's for 50 minutes, for 5 hours, for 10 days, for about 6 weeks, for almost 2 months, for many years, and for a long time. So after for, rather than having a specific time or date, we have a length of time, a duration of time. So 50 minutes is telling us how long. 5 hours is telling us how long. Okay. So let's take a look at these ones. So we have Mary has been playing the piano since. Okay. So we need to say, is since for a specific period of time, or is it for a duration of time? Is it for a specific time? In this case, it should be a specific time, since she was 6. So we see here is also that we have the simple past being used in the since clause. And Mary has been playing the piano for 3 hours. That's giving us a duration of time. So here we say Alejandro has studied English since. So since should be used for a specific time or a duration of time, a length of time. Should be a specific time since he started school. And Alejandro has studied English, and this should be for 15 years because this is a duration of time. What about this one? We want to look at my uncle has driven a taxi blank 1982. So 1982, is that a specific time where we'd use since, or is it a length of time where we'd use for? Well, it's a specific time, so we should use since. And we say my uncle has driven a taxi, and we look at 30 years. Is that a specific time when something happened, or is it an answer to the question of how long? It should be how long, so it should be for. Okay, and so here's our last section here. We want to talk about using negatives and questions and short answers. So when we're forming the negative, we're going to put the negative after the helping verb have or has. We can always use contractions as well. Have plus not being haven't, and has plus not meaning hasn't. Okay? When we are making a question, we're going to treat the have as a helping verb, and we're going to put that up at the beginning of the sentence. So, have you read the report? Has Marcy gone home? How long have you worked there? So we're going to have or has plus the subject plus the past participle. In questions, we can also use ever, and we can also use never. So we can say, have you ever been to Paris? okay, which means at any time in your entire life. And in our answer to it, if our answer is no, we can say, no, I've never been to Paris. What we can't say is, no, I've ever been to Paris. That doesn't make sense in English. So in this case, have you read all the article? No, I haven't. So with the short answer, we would say either have or haven't. Okay. Has Kyung finished her work? Yes, she has. For an affirmative answer, we would say has. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at some practice. So here we want to create a question, and we want to use you and touch and ever. So this one is going to be, have you ever touched a snake? And the short answer to that would be, no, I've never touched a snake. Okay? So here's the last one. So again, we're going to be making a question. So Justin and see and ever. And it's going to be, has Justin ever seen a shark? And the answer to that would be, yes, he has. Okay? So pardon me. So we'll go ahead and we'll end here. If you have any questions about the formation, we'll talk about it a little bit in class. But if you do have any questions about the formation, please make sure to talk to me so I can help you out with that. All right. Take care. See you in class. Bye.